reaching the last few stages of the IPL league games, and the top 4 is settled. But now the real tussle is going to be who will finish in the top 4 and in what order. Now, prior to coming to the IPL, I will just give you an update on India's squad for the England tour. Now, it is expected that India will announce their test squad for the 5-match series against England on Saturday. On Saturday, by the evening time, you may see India's squad being announced for the 5-match series against England. And it'll be very interesting to see who is appointed as the new test captain, who are going to fill up the voids that has been left by the retirements of Rohit, Sharma and Virat Kohli. Because Rohit and Virat last played in the series against Australia, and then after that they have announced their retirements. Who will be the new test captain? What will be the makeup of India's squad for the 5-match series? Everything we will come to know on Saturday. Saturday is the time when you will see India's squad being announced, and we at Sports Radio bringing you all the latest updates as and when it happens. Yes, the IPL game is also there on Saturday, but then yes, this will be the biggest news of the day. The India squad for the tour of England 5-match series, that is going to be really, really important tomorrow. So tomorrow is the day when the squad will be announced. Now, as far as IPL is concerned, one major thing regarding RCB, Royal Challengers Bengaluru, they are going to get a brilliant update with Josh Hazlewood reportedly been fit for the playoffs. He's been pulling up well for the series in the World Test Championship final. He's actually bowling well. His shoulder niggle, he was in rehabilitation in Brisbane and he was going through all the drills. He's pulled up fine, and maybe there is a huge probability that Josh Hazlewood is going to come back for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru for the games in the playoffs. Now remember, RCB are through to the playoffs at this point in time. They are now very much settled, and with GT's loss yesterday to Lucknow Super Giants, Royal Challengers Bengaluru will be hoping that they will finish in the top 2, because a win today will take them to 19. But they still might not finish in the top 2, provided this is the situation for Royal Challengers Bengaluru. What they need to do if they want to finish in the top 2. Win both their games, that will be ideal. They will finish with 21 points. They will now have to hope that Punjab also don't win both games. Now, if they lose one game, hope Punjab don't win both games and GT doesn't win their last game. If they lose both games, they are not finishing in the top 2. Because GT, if they beat CSK, pbks, if they win both their games, they will be with the top 2 teams at this stage. So, it is very important to finish in the top 2, because teams that have finished in the top 2, 99% of the times they have gone on to win the IPL. Today we will be doing a special video on why finishing in the top 2 is very, very important for the IPL teams. Now, as far as the playoff scenario is concerned, the remainder of the games that we have got today, RCB versus SRH, MI versus DC versus PBKs isn't that important, but for PBKs, finishing in the top 2 will be important. Then PBKs versus MI, RCB versus LSG, GT versus CSK, all these games hold massive importance for finishing in the top 2. So that's why the race is very intense at this point. Remember, Mumbai Indians, whenever they finish in the top 2, they have reached the finals 5 times, they have won all 5 times. But whenever they have finished in the top 3 and 4, maybe they finished 3rd, maybe they finished 4th, they have never managed to reach the finals. So Mumbai will be desperate. Now, how do Mumbai finish in the top 2? Ensure SRH beats RCB, LSG also beats RCB. PBKS win only one game, or may better, DC beat PBKS and they also beat PBKS. Then on the other hand, if you have to look at it, they will get to 18, they'll finish with 18, GT, RCB will end up on 17. The only thing is CSK beating GT will be better, but if GT win, they'll still finish top 2. So MI, GT, this is how the situation is for the top 2. So the top 2 race is going to be very, very important in the course of the IPL, with only about 6 league games remaining. SRH versus KKR is irrelevant in the scheme of things. So the 6 games remaining are RCB versus SRH. Then you have got GT versus CSK, SRH versus KKR, and you've got MI PBKS, DC PBKS, LSG versus RCB. Those are the 6 games that are remaining. Playoffs that will happen from 29th and 30th. Let's see how that goes at this point in time. So this is the current situation when you have to look at it at this point in time. Now, as far as other sporting events are concerned, Kidambi Srikanth is the only Indian left in the fray in the Malaysia Masters 500 after Dhruv Kapila and Tanisha Crusto unfortunately lost in the quarterfinals. So, a very close game that they had, but they lost at this stage. Then when you look at Kidambi Srikanth, his game is at 12:40. On the other hand, in chess, maybe in the losers bracket, Arjun Erigaisi can still make it to the playoffs in the grand final when that needs to be. So that is one particular situation that is developing. Then you got Neeraj Chopra today at 9:45 p.m. IST. Neeraj Chopra will be there in the Poland Memorial that is going to happen. So that's why this is going to be important in the longer scheme of things. So that is the major news that we're giving, and maybe you might see the youngest player get a Grandmaster norm in Faustino Oro, the Messi of chess. That is also going to be very, very interesting at this point in time. Now, I'll take some comments that are there. Priyanshu, top 2 holds the key. Even MI didn't play the final whenever they played the eliminator. Yes, it's very, very important to ensure that the teams finish in the top 2 because, as I mentioned, 99%. Only Sunrisers Hyderabad, to a certain extent, they are the team that have managed to win after playing the eliminator. KKR also have had a big kind of resurgence, but they also finished in the top 2 in that sense. Then Arjun eliminated, so it's Magnus versus MBL. Cool Pineapple. But okay, if I think Magnus is already through, that I know. But then in the losers bracket, is it going to be Arjun's also been eliminated? I have to check that out as well. So Shami unlikely to be picked. Your thoughts? Should be given a final chance in test. I mean, if you're not in form, if you're not in rhythm, then you don't deserve a test caller. Honestly, that is the thing that's there. You have to take the tough calls. If Shami isn't picked, then he has to return back and get back into form. That is the way we look at it. You have to ensure that just on past reputation, you cannot play the teams. You cannot team play the players on this. Arvind Raj. I think on paper, MI is the strongest team in the top 4. Maybe they are peaking at the right time. So that is going to be very, very interesting if that happens. So it is going to be really interesting as to what MI does. Cool Pineapple, please cover Norway chess. Yes, we will cover Norway chess. We will be doing a certain amount of build-up for that. So don't worry, Cool Pineapple, we will be doing Norway chess as well. But it comes in the middle of the IPL playoffs, which is even worse at this point. K. Sachit, will the flat pitches in England, Kohli chose the worst time to retire? No, Sachit. I think, his decision was made up. Flat pitches or whatever it is, even in Australia, when you look at it, the way how it was going about, it just was not happening. Nationally, so Bumrah, Siraj, Prasidh, Arshdeep, Harshit, Khalil would be the seamers for England. Not Arshdeep. Bumrah sure, Siraj sure, Prasidh sure, Harshit sure, Khalil not sure. 2 left-handers I'm not so sure at this point in time nationally. So that is the seamers. But yes, tomorrow is a very, very important game when you look at it. Tomorrow is a vital, vital day. India's test squad is going to be picked. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this morning wrap. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Cool Pineapple. Well, let's hope RCB versus MI. It will be a dream final if that happens. So thank you. Bye-bye.